Okay, now we are already on 2-0. Gaming is 2 scores ahead, and Rising Community is 2 scores behind. Still, also today we had some misunderstandings at the MMR gap. So, anyways, we're gonna start our third game in the Oxide between the two Terran players, the Ashtonton and Rickoridge. Okay, honestly, the Ashtonton player is originally 4K Zerg in the KR server, but now he's playing as a Terran because we had some misunderstandings and I wanted to reduce the gap between the MMR. So, anyways, now the game has started. On the bottom left hand corner, we have the green Terran of Licorice. And on the top right hand corner, we have the red Terran Ashtonton. Okay, now these days, the opening build of Terran is usually 2 gas, 2 Reapers, and 1 Hellion. And I am curious if Ashtonton is aware of that kind of build, because he has not played TVT much. He does not have much of experience. So I think we should see about that. Okay, so the Rickoridge player has started with the first gas. This is certainly a good sign. And Ashtonton is going for the first barrack, and then the second, and is the follow-up is the gas, first gas, and the Licorice player is certainly goes for the standard 2 gas build, which is very nice. Okay, and he has a bit of a gap between the supply depot and the barrack. I'm sure he wants to build the reactor as fast as he could. So maybe I'm thinking he might go for a heavy Reaper and the Hellion build that can pretty much finish the game in the early stage. Okay, and I feel like the Ashtonton player, he's gonna go for the Reaper and then the first natural, which is kind of a bit of a greedy build. And as I said, he is going for the reactor straight away. Okay, yeah, I guess he is. We can see in this stage that he lack the understanding of the TVT build because he is going for the second gas in the late stage, and he's not even building his natural. Okay, and okay, he is doing a bit of a gas control, and he is building the factory now. Let me. Okay. For the next game. Okay, as I said, Rickoridge, he wants to go for the heavy Reaper and Hellion build that can always finish the game in the early stage. Because the Ashtonton, he has the late factory, it will be really difficult for him to defend this sort of rush unless he's got a bunker. Even though he has a bunker, it's gonna do some damage on his mineral lines. It's gonna kill handful of workers, so he should really be careful about these following attacks. Okay, and he's also going for the fast starport. Maybe I think it can be whether a Liberator or a Medivac that can poke into the main base, not the natural. Because normally in these kind of games, okay, Ashtonton has checked that it's gonna be a heavy Reaper and Hellion build, so he certainly has to block on the entrance of his natural. He has to build a supply depot. Even though the tank is produced, I don't think it would be made until the rush comes. And he is also building more. He is producing marauders and also the concussive shells to defend this rush, which is I think it's a really good choice. Okay, this is very good for a Licorice player because he is trying not to overextend, and as soon as he checked that there's nothing on the natural, so he's rather taking the Medivac and he wants to go for a drop, but maybe it might not be a good choice. He shouldn't drop his units because there's even enough units that can defend this kind of rush, and he has to take his Medivac away because there is a Viking. And once the medevac is shut down on the air, then suddenly the game will go far ahead for the Ashtonton player because he is far ahead in the natural, and he is far ahead. He's much more wealthy than the green Terran player. Okay, even though I still believe that since the green Terran player has the air superiority, so he can always take his tanks and Vikings and Marines to give a slow push for the red Terran, because red Terran is behind in the air control. So once green Terran take care of the air superiority, once the 4 Vikings are done.
Game paused.
Okay, that's gonna be a pause.
Game resumed.
Okay. Now the game has resumed. Okay, as I said, the green Terran player, he wants to go for a push that can always finish the game, or else it's gonna kill a lot of the add-ons on these buildings and kill some supply depots, which is very annoying for the Terran players normally. So we should see, it can even kill the bunker. And the red Terran player, he is not still building any enough Vikings, so certainly the air superiority will be on the green Terran player. Okay, now he is trying to siege forward a bit. Still, he has more vision since he's got the air control. So he has to inch forward, but he still needs to be careful for the some scans. Once the red Terran shoots first, it's gonna be a lot better for him. And he needs to keep sending his units, and he has to go for the triple as a follow-up. Okay, okay, this is very good. He has completely taken the air control. Now he has to inch forward a bit more quickly, because once the red Terrans start producing some of the Vikings from now on, he will be able to defend it. Okay, this is very good. He is trying to inch forward. He's killing some tanks, and if it would be nice if he have like one liberator. It's gonna help him a lot at inching forward, and he needs to go for a first triple rather than the first 3 barracks. Okay, as I said, this is a very good judgment. He has built the liberator, and it's gonna help him to inch forward more quickly, and the tanks need to also inch forward because the Marines can always shut down the liberator. Okay. I don't think the red Terran will be able to defend this, even though he has more tank tanks, because this is just so brutal for the red Terran. This is really frustrating. I don't think he will be able to defend any of this, because his buildings are gonna get sniped down. His units are gonna get shut down, and once he's at the corner, he wouldn't have any place to inch back. He's keep retreating, and the green Terran is keep inching for. Okay, now he is trying to break through. He's now trying to break through. Okay, that was I think this is a bit of a failure. He's got more Vikings, and also always the mechanical additional damage is brutal for the tanks. Okay, that's GG. Okay, now the Rising community is following up. It's gonna be 2-1. Okay. Juggernaut. Okay. Okay, now our next player gonna be SC2. It's gonna be another TVT on Juggernaut. Okay. Okay. As I give to give some comments about the SC2, he's originally 5.3k Protoss in KR server, but he is now as a Terran today. He is around 4.2k, 4.3k. He favors Mac since he is not that very micro heavy player. Okay, so alright, on the bottom left hand corner we have the Licorice player as a green Terran, and on the right top hand corner we have the SC2 as a red Terran. Okay, so the Marine tank and a Viking rush for this recruit player was very stunning for me. It was very certainly a tough push, and many player in dire level or early stage of master level struggles to defend that kind of rush. Okay, I think he wants to go for the same build as he did in the last game, and he is also going for the early search. Okay, that was also our first gas, and then SC2 player is going for the faster second gas, so we should see. I think maybe he is trying to use a different build from the last game, the Licorice player. SC2 player, I think he's gonna go for the early factory, different from the Licorice. And we should see. Okay, he is building. Okay, he is going for a Marine, which is, it's kind of awkward because I haven't seen any player building first Marine these days in the game, because it's not very trendy unless he's building. Okay, attack lab. Maybe he might go for a heavy tank push, or probably a concussive shell marauder push. I'm not sure, but we should see. Okay, now he's going to follow up. Okay, this is gonna be a cyclone push with the magnet field upgrade. He is sending a barrack to get the vision, and even there is a bunker, it's not gonna buy a lot of time. As soon as the magnet field upgrade is done, he needs to have some kind of siege tank to defend this sort of a rush. Oh my god, it's red lagging. Oh. Okay, we will continue the game without 11 attending this game. I guess he is having some kind of technical problem. Okay, so I don't think Liquid is ready for any kind of this kind of rush. He's not building any tech lab to defend this rush. I don't think he will be able to defend it unless he has a siege tank. Okay, even though he is ahead in the natural, still he needs to defend this to take the advantage of having the first natural base. Okay, this is good. Okay, even taking away there's some health points of the Cyclone is always good, but still once the magnetic field upgrade is done, it will be really tough for him to defend this rush, and I can guarantee that. Okay, this is good. He's trying to... Oh, that was miscontrol. That was a bit of a miscontrol by the Liquid. He did not expect any 2 Cyclone or Cyclone magnetic field upgrade, so he should build the tech lab. Okay, he's building siege tank, but it's gonna take ages for him to finish building a siege tank, so he might need to produce... I think it would be Medivac would be a better choice. As I said, the bunker is not gonna buy a lot of time. Oh, this is brutal. This is brutal. Okay, that was miscontrol by the Siege Rider. Okay, but the Hellion dive. Because once you have a Medivac, you can do some micro that can always get rid of the lock-ons. Oh, this is it's so painful. Even though Siege Rider is going for the triple as a follow-up. He does not want to do any all-ins or stuff. He wants to do some macro games now. Now we should see what would be the follow-up of the Liquid player, because once he overreacts to this Cyclone, he's gonna lose the game. So he is sending the Reaper to check what the hell this Siege Rider player is doing now. Okay, he checked with the scan, and he's gonna send the Reaper, and he needs to see the triple. So he is aware of what kind of thing the Red Terran player is doing. Okay, he is producing Vikings, which is very good. Okay, I guess we will be seeing some Mecha Max. Jeez. I didn't even eat any breakfast, and I think it's gonna take 40 minutes, 50 minutes. Okay, so, well, to say the good things about each player is that Siege Rider player, he is ahead of the triple, and he's ahead in the infrastructures. He will always have more units, and he has the dominance in the map control, because he has 3 or 4 Cyclones. So if the Green Terran player wants to go for any rush or something, Siege Rider player, he's gonna know at advance at any time. Okay, the both players are trying to saturate the triple, and the air superiority is on the Green Terran player, and the upgrade is ahead for the Red Terran player. Also the infrastructures. So for the Liquid, he needs to use his air superiority well to win this game, or else he will always have less units than the Siege Rider player. So we should see about that. We should see how he sorted out the game. The supply is quite similar, and he checked there is a triple, which is a very good sign. Okay. So what we're gonna see is that now I think Liquid has figured out that he is not producing any air units, so he is building Liberator since he got the air superiority. it's gonna help him a lot when he starts inching forward. However, since there's cyclones with the magnetic field upgrades, it's gonna kill the Liberator very soon unless the Licorice micros it properly. Okay, both player do not want any doom drops, so they are trying to do some defense. They are doing a good defense. Well, okay, I think it's gonna be a very long game. It's gonna take, I don't know, probably 40 minutes or 50 minutes. I don't think any of players want to go for any push or rush. Now he checked that Sea Trotter is going for the early quadra. Okay, maybe we might see some battle cruisers and some air fleets. Okay, as I said, the Sea Trotter figures out that okay, now no one wants to inch forward. Then I'm gonna go for the early air units, probably like battle cruisers or taking like secret. He might secretly produce heavy Vikings and then switch into Liberators by using the air superiority, which is gonna be really tough for the Licorice. Okay, now the Sea Trotter is building some Thors because he is behind in the air superiority. Okay, now those lock-ons are certainly doing their jobs. However, once the Liberator does sieges, it's gonna kill a lot of the tanks. That was a shame for the Sea Trotter. He did not have to go for any push because he is trying to build some air units now. Okay, now he's got 3 starports with 3 reactors. He's gonna be able to produce 6 Vikings at a time. He will be able to take away the air superiority very soon, like within 1 or 2 minutes. Still, the Sea Trotter, he has some Thors. Once Thors sieges up, he goes for the transform. He will be able to kill Liberator or Vikings quite soon. Okay, now also 2 Cyclones are dead. Okay, Licorice, he is certainly ahead now. I can say that. But he needs to do some upgrades. He is behind in the upgrades, as we can see. Now Sea Trotter has gone for the 2nd upgrade for the mech. Okay, it's following up. Now it's fine. Then I believe that Sea Trotter is definitely ahead in this game. He is ahead. Both quadruple of the both players are saturated. We have plenty of tanks, command centers, orbital command. Okay, so no one's gonna go for a push now. Now we can see that the air dominance and both the ground dominance of the Green Terran player is ahead in both air and ground superiority. He has more ground units and air units. So I think it's a bad decision for the Sea Trotter player to inch forward. There's no reason for him to inch forward since he has more tanks. Since the Green Terran player has more tanks and more Vikings. I know that he is catching up in the Viking production. Still, since Green Terran player has started the Viking production much earlier, yet he is ahead in the... Okay, now I think, yeah, the Red Terran player is far ahead in the air dominance. Okay, so now he is trying to inch forward. Now the Red Terran player has to switch to some kind of Liberator to kill the ground units. Okay, I think that's a bit of an overextension, because once those Vikings die, since the ground superiority is on for the Green Terran player, this is not going to be a very good choice. Now he has to lift up the Vikings. Okay, oh no, that's brutal. No, there was no reason to sit the Vikings and just let them die. It didn't do much of a damage. Anyway, it's a mech. Okay, now still he's building 6 Vikings at a time, and I don't think that's really good. He needs to have okay, this is enough. He doesn't need to produce any more Vikings. He needs to switch into Liberators and do Liberator range upgrade. It's gonna kill him, because even the Thors, they cannot kill the Liberators when they have the range upgrade. Okay, we should see how it goes, because I don't think the Red Terran player has enough ground units to stop this kind of rush. Okay, we have the same bases for the both players. How is he gonna defend this? He has only 2 tanks in his quadruple, and he doesn't need to even siege up. And well, this is orbital. He might be able to save this command center, but I don't think he will be able to defend his quadruple or any further bases. Okay, he is now sending some Vikings. He's sending all the Vikings to the main base of the Green Terran player. So I'm quite curious about what's gonna be the next choice of the Green Terran player. Okay, now Vikings has landed. They're gonna kill the buildings very soon, since they have additional damage for the mech units. But Thors can always do enough damage. Okay, now we should see what's gonna be the reaction for him. He needs to push in quickly, or he has to defend. But you should know mech units are too slow. It's gonna take ages for them to come back to the main base. So I think it was certainly a better choice for him to just push to the main base of the Red Terran. Now his command centers, his factories are all dying, and I don't think he will have enough units to defend any of this. But thanks, he will be able to finish his upgrades. The armories are gonna get sniped down. Okay, so now he's supply blocked. Now he has lost all his infrastructures, and now he's trying to get away with it by killing all the infrastructures. Now we can say the Sea Trotter is far ahead in the game, but still the resources for the Licorice, he is ahead. Once he's trying to saturate the gas of his 5th base, and if he succeeds to produce enough units, since he built the additional factories in this game, I think maybe he might be able to win the game. But now he is completely supply blocked. He's not having any additional units. His mineral banks are 4k and his gas bank are 2k. Okay, as I said, this is overextension for the Red Terran. He did not have any reason to inch forward. He is just... okay, this is good that he is trying to kill off the Vikings. And I think for the Green Terran, maybe Cyclones with the magnetic field would be the best choice now. Because as I said, Vikings, they are heavy armored. They can always get killed easily by the Cyclone with the magnetic field upgrades. Okay, now I believe that honestly, I'm not sure for anything. Maybe sending Hellions to continuously harass the mineral lines would be a very nice choice for the Green Terran. But I think he is... okay, the Sea Trotter, he is buying a lot of time by using these Vikings. He is harassing the main base. And Licorice, he is building the a bunch of turrets to defend this. I think he's gonna need just 3 tanks to defend his main base, since there is not even much of a infrastructures there. And even though the Red Terran has bought a lot of times in this, he is still behind in... oh, no, he's ahead in supply now. But I don't think the combination of the Red Terran is good. Still, Licorice, he has more tanks. He's got 4 Thors that can always snipe down the Vikings, and Vikings are not that good against Thors, so we should see. Okay, but this was not very good move for the Green Terran player, since once the tank sieges up first, that's gonna be always good for the person who sieges up first. So we don't want this base to die. Okay, the planet fortress needs to be repaired very quickly. The air superiority is on for the Red Terran. He needs to start producing more tanks and Hellions, and it would be really good if he can harass these bases, since the Red Terran player does not have much bases. He needs to build command center on this left base. Okay, this is also a good decision. So once he got enough planet fortresses, if he does repairs on this planet fortress, would he? Okay, now it's gonna be tough for him to inch forward, and now he will be able to kill these bases since there's not many units to defend this push. He will be able to kill one or two bases here, but still, if this base dies, it's gonna be brutal for the recruits. Now he has a very small mineral bank. Okay. He can just inch forward at any time. He has more units. It's gonna kill. If one stores die, he wouldn't be able to push any further. Okay, it's good news that he's trying to Okay, this is very tight game for the both players. Still, the air superiority is on the Red Terran player, but he has only one base. Okay, that's gonna be the second base, but always I think the circumstances can change once the Green Terran player lifts up the another orbital and send it to the another base. Once he succeeds to saturate this base again, he will be back in game. He will be able to get ahead. Okay. So these Thors are inching they are trying to push forward to the base. Probably this might be the only base for the Sea Trider. Okay, this is good. This is a very good move. Once this planet fortress dies, okay, now he is ahead in the mineral and gases. He will be able to bank up more minerals and gases. Okay, this is also a very good move. This Liberator can always push away these tank line, and Vikings are in the wrong place. Okay, this is also very overextension for the Red Terran. There's no reason to push forward in this kind of way. Okay, this base is gonna die, but this base is anyway. It's pretty much mined up. He needs to repair this planet fortress, because if this planet fortress dies, there's no future. And he's got some tanks to defend all this, and he's trying to inch forward and trying to kill the main the planet fortress in this base. But since these units are very in low health, oh, that's a GG. Oh my god, that was very brutal for the Green Terran player. Okay, that's a GG. It was a very tight game though. It was certainly a very tight game. Okay, I guess 11 is back online. I can pick a map. Okay, it's gonna be 4.3k Zerg on the Horizon community. He's in the game, I guess. Okay, now it's 4.6k. Golden Wall? We don't have Golden Wall. We just played Juggernaut. Okay? Okay. Okay, we are going for the 2k atmosphere. Okay, new breed. Okay, now it's gonna be our 5th game in the 2K atmosphere. It's gonna be the TVZ. Finally, I don't have to see any boring TVT. I was almost dying, mate. Anyways, it's gonna be 4.3k Terran versus 4.6 Zerg. Alright, now we have the blue Terran on the top right hand corner from our clan, the SC2. And on the bottom left hand corner, we have from the Ris3n community, the red Zerg, the new breed. Well, I haven't seen the SC2 player playing a lot versus Zerg with his Terran. So I think I should see how he goes. Okay. He's gonna go for the first barrack and then gas. It's gonna be a very standard opening for him. Also, the Zerg player wants to go for a very standard opening. So we're gonna see some macro game here, not any crazy thing happening in this game. Okay, so let's see. He's going for the spawning pool. Okay, the SC2, he's not going for any search with his workers. I guess he wants to be a bit more greedy in his mineral. And he's going for the natural. Like, to be honest, there's not much of a thing that I can talk about in the early stage of TVZ, because normally TVZ game is like macro heavy game in the early stage of game, because it's hard for the Zerg player to do anything strange or any kind of early pushes or all in, since the Zerg units, it's much efficient for them to fight on the creep. Okay, now the new breed is going for the early triple. Okay, gonna be a 1-1-1 factory, probably a Banshee or a Liberator or even a Viking. Okay, that was a good micro for the new breed and also for the SC2. Okay, now what the first Reaper always has to do is to kill the creep tumor. But since it's a low on HP, it's not going to be able to deny any creep tumor from spreading any further. Okay, he needs to switch the factory and the barrack. He needs to go for any start put, or he might go for the early triple. Okay, now the SC2 player is certainly playing a very greedy game. So maybe new breed decides to punish this kind of thing, or he might just follow the greediness of the SC2, and he might just try to saturate the third base very quickly and go for a push. We should see about that. Okay, now he's going for the start port. Maybe he's gonna do switch and build some banshees. But the important thing about this game is whether SC2 go for a mech play or for a bio play. I don't think he will go for any bio play, because he's not that a very good micro player. He is sadly much better and his macro. So, okay. Now Newbreed has no Zerglings. He's got only 4 that's hitting the rocks. He does not have the queens in position. Okay, if he loses any workers, it's gonna be brutal for him, because the Siege Rider, he's got early 3rd base, so he is very greedy. He is much more wealthier than the new breed, so new breed should never lose workers again. Okay, he's going for the early layer, an early 2 evolution chamber with early gases, even though the 3rd base is not saturated. Maybe he might wants to go for the early muta, or honestly I have no idea except for the muta. And he's also building the reactor. What do you call it? The fusion core. He's building the fusion core, and he will be able to build some BCs, which is always good for the Zerg. As I said, I think he will go for the mech play. Okay, 7 workers, 8 workers. This is so brutal. He should have some lings. He's got nothing on his base, and I don't think he has any idea on what kind of tech the Siege Rider is going for. The 17 workers, it's so brutal. Soon the 3rd base will be saturated for the Siege Rider, and the Zerg player does not have anything to defend. He does not even have anything to defend, like the BC, not even Hellions. He's just building some workers, and he's even going for the melee upgrade. So he has 0 idea on what the Terran player is doing. So he needs to use this Overseer to check the tech of this Terran player. Now he sees. Now this is a mech player, and it's gonna be some BC. What maybe he might not know it's a BC, but still. Okay, these Hellions will be able to defend these lings. Okay, now he quickly switched to the range upgrade of the Zerg unit. He needs to build some kind of quadruple, and then I know he's going for the Nidus, but I don't think it's gonna work. He has all the visions in his main base. He is building the BC. Okay, I don't think he knows. He has. Okay, it's good that he's got spore crawlers, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. Now he's building the siege tanks, even though there's a Nidus. It's gonna get defended very soon. So we should see about that. No. Even the Terran player is ahead in the supply. We can see that the Terran player is far ahead in this game. So the red Zerg player has to do something in order to punish the blue Terran player, because he is very greedy and he is very wealthy. Okay, this is good. This is good. This swarm host, they are very good always in the mech game. But he needs to have a quadruple to win against this blue Terran. Okay, that's a Nidus Colonel. If the swarm host, they succeed to come to the main base, and if they succeed to kill all the infrastructures in the main base of Terran, it's gonna be so nice. Okay, now swarm host has to go back in. Okay, now he's killing some workers. He needs to kill the attack lab. It's gonna be very nice. No magnetic field, no blue flame Hellion. It's gonna give a lot of advantage for the Zerg. Now he has killed the 20 workers. Now it's gonna make the Terran player very busy. Okay, once the cooldown is up for the Zerg, he will be able to kill far more workers, even some of the even the orbital command, if the Terran player does not react at the time. Okay, now so the Terran player has chose to go for a push, which I think is very good. He doesn't not have any Roach Warren that can defend this counter rush. So I'm not sure whether the red Zerg can defend this. The blue flame Hellions are ready. He only got Swarm Host and some Queens. Okay, maybe he might be able to defend all this. But he needs to do some micro on these units. Okay, oh, the DPS of the Locusts are very crazy. He needs to resaturate the bases, because the Terran player is far ahead in the bases. Or he has to punish him with the Locust, but he can't. He needs to build some kind of Roach Warren. Because if he play on 2 bases this entire game, he will never win. Because the magnetic field upgraded Cyclones can always kill the base within like 3 or 4 seconds, which is gonna be brutal. But this is good. This is good that he managed to kill the Cyclones and reduce the number of them. But Cyclones, they can always quickly get away from the Locusts, since they have they're quicker. Move quick, and these few Locusts can always, this is very good harassment in the mineral line for the red Zerg. But still, meanwhile, he needs to succeed at defending this Hellion and Cyclone. Even though he kill workers or anything, if he is he doesn't succeed at defending. Oh, this is another lag. Oh, okay, it's a lag. We're having a lot of lagging. I guess, guys, please turn off your Pornhub or X videos or anything when you play the game. Please. Just, I know you guys are young. You guys are. But please, just when you play the game, turn off. And always wear your pants also, please. I do not want any kid guy having Pornhub in his background playing. Okay. Where is he? Okay. Okay, now the game has resumed. The greatest. Now he has to defend. I don't think the Zerg player will be able to defend this push with a bunch of Hellions and Cyclones. He is also behind in the minerals and gases. He has enough Locust, but he shouldn't spend it all at once, because Cyclones and Hellions can always just get away very quickly. And this base is also gonna die. Okay, now the Locusts are using its... See, this is the point I always tell this. This is why you need Roaches, at least, to defend this kind of rush. Well, he's going for a very early Hive, and he's going for a Spire. But I don't think he will be able to make a use of any of this. He cannot go for a rush. He always has to stay here, or else his bases are gonna die. These bases are just continuously die. This is not good. He shouldn't use all his cooldown. This is Blue Flame Alien. He should not produce any links too. Okay, this base is gonna die, and what are you gonna do? The red Zerg, he's just gonna die from this push. He is producing just one Muta. One Muta is gonna get sniped by the Cyclone. Terran can just always lift up the base. Just what? Okay, this is gonna be brutal. All the swarm hosts are dying. This is gonna be a GG. Yeah, this is a GG. Because there's no way that the Zerg player can win this game. Even though there are mutas, there are enough number of Cyclones. So, if also, it's always true that mutas are not that good. The mutas are good against Cyclones, but if the number are superior, it's gonna be yeah, it's GG. Hive is dead. Yeah, there's no way he can come back. Yeah, the Swarmers, they cannot do anything either. Yeah, it's a GG. He's only got one base left, but cannot produce anything. Terran player just can sit back and just keep macroing. So yeah, this is GG. Okay, so I guess it will be a 4-1. 4-1. I'm correct. The match is all over. Okay, now the match is all over. Thanks for playing, players who played. It's gonna be it for today.